inspiration today.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? Good. All right. Before I say anything, one of our sisters here, actually a couple of them, were privileged to join Quinilo in his mission to the Philippines, and they just came back. But what I'd like to do, if I can get maybe just one of our sisters to give you a summary of their visit to the Philippines. If I may call on our staff advisor, si Ate Lee. Let's give her a hand.
Good evening po, mahalin kong Mama Mary, Ate Salve. Good evening, everybody. I'm not expecting to be talking in here. I'm not part of the Ultreya, but I was told by our council when we are on our way here to give some talk about to share something. I said, share? Well, why did you just say it now? But anyway, well, in banal na pag-aaral, when you were told to do something, you just go forward and do it, okay? So as he was said, we just came back from the Philippines. We're there for almost a month with Kuya Nilo. Really, we are just about Kuya Nilo, Ate Dai, me, Ate Eva, and Brother Dennis. So we're five, really, that we went there, the five of us. But then some of our brothers and sisters join us over there, like Brother Elson and Sister Esther, who is also part of Las Vegas group, and also the Martinez, and also Benji Dante. So anyway, that is the people who were invited by Kuya Nilo to go to the Philippines, and it was an honor and privilege that I was called to join this mission, and I could see what it is, and I do believe that the mission of Manlingkong will be activated and will go forward to the way it should go. How it is, you just wait for it, yeah. So, we left about June 4 and we came back July 6. We're supposed to come back June 30, but then Kuya Nilo extended it because of the youth class in the Philippines. He wants to see how they are conducting their class with regards to the youth. So that's how we extended in there. Our visitation, those people who came from the Philippines, it's not chapter, it's area. And for every area, 1, 2, 3, or I think they're up to 12. Up to the 12 one of the area, they have about 9 or 10. I don't know how they call it. To us, it's like a sub-chapter kind of. And the staff in the Philippines are only about 60, not even half of the staff in California, which is, I think, it almost reached to 300, right? A staff in California. And that is, I'm not sure it includes Las Vegas and Bay Area, which is not, I think includes California and Las Vegas. It's about 300. And they're only 60. Can you imagine? And they have 12 areas. And each area, they have about 9 or 10 sub-chapters. And they have to visit them. So they're really overworked and understaffed, in other words. But they were able to do their job, and with difficulty, of course. And it's very hard to be a staff in there, because to visit those places, they are very far. Like our visitation, we started first in the Amadeo area when we were welcome. We stayed actually in the house of Ate, okay? And some stayed in the, what do you call the place? The retreat house. They have their beds in there that they could stay also. So we start in Amadeo, and then we start our mission. We went to the place where the Banal na Pag-aaral started, the Talipapa. Those who were from the Philippines, they should know where it is. Nova Center. And they have improved much already. I've been in there before, and the time, a lot of times, when you are a candidate, you will just sleep in newspaper. And they have only, the very old, I think, mga takpi-takpinyero lang eh. Okay? And Mahal Lingkong have a chapel, and he has a place at the back, I think, where he is located. And they have already a place where the staff could sleep. And I know Ate have a place in there. When we usually go home to the Philippines, we stay in that side. It is a small area, but then, as if nobody noticed it, but when you go in, and during the time when we have our visitation, a lot of people went, okay? There must be about 400 people in that small area, because they heard that Kuya Nilo is in the visitation. And from there, and the way I look at it, I know they were all looking for Ate. They are sort of lost. They said, what is going to happen to the Banal na Pag-aaral? So when they heard about Kuya Nilo, a lot of them came, even in all the chapters that we visited. And they were able, the way I look at it, they were able to see Ate through Kuya Nilo. And Kuya Nilo, also see Ate Salve to the people that are there. And for Kuya Nilo, two things happened to him. I saw that he was able to go out and deal with the people and face the people because he could see Ate with them. And the other thing is it sort of relieved him of his grief. Remember when Ate died, he was really sort of grieving. In fact, almost a year he didn't attend any visitation, and and he always visit the grave of Ate Salve every day and go to church every morning. And you could see on him, how he is still grieving. But after a year, he's still grieving in a sense. However, I told him, probably it's better really to be active and busy so that he could forget the grief, And I think it helps him because he could see Ate in each and every one of them that attend the meeting, okay? So from Talipapa or the, ano nga pangalan niya? Novaliches, we went to Pampanga. We are whole day in Novaliches, and then we slept in Marriott in Pampanga. And then the next morning, we are already facing, in another group, another chapter. They could not make it only one chapter in every meeting because there are so many in the Philippines. Remember, in the Philippines, that's where it's originated, and it started in Luzon, and it expanded to Visaya and Mindanao. So from Pampanga, there must be about another 300 or 400 people in that area. So the same thing, people have welcomed Kuya Nilo and the rest of the entourage. And the other thing, most of the council there really accompany Kuya Nilo. They are very supportive of him and really follow what he wants. It's only Kuya Larry was having a little difficulty because he was a mayor in Isabela. But when we went to Isabela, he was there. In fact, he introduced to us the church and the retreat house that he made. You know, you remember he's a millionaire, so he was able to build all those things. So from Pampanga, we went back to Amadeo, and then the next morning we went to, where did we go? I think it's in Cebu. No, Davao first. We went to Davao. So we have to fly from Amadeo to Davao. And then in Davao, a lot of the people that have attended, a lot of them are the youth. And there must be about 800 or 1,000 in that group. It was a big hall, and we have a lunch in that area. And again, the same thing, you know, Kuya Nilo was really welcome. You know, they have a lot of pictures and things like that. And what we worry about Kuya Nilo, there's still COVID. COVID is still active, okay? But he's not afraid, he didn't care. And people are taking pictures, embracing him, you know, kissing him, whatever, you know. I just stay away from it because I don't want to have COVID. And I just give way to the people, and Kuya Nilo, you know, really enjoy it. And I could see it that he forgot his breathing, okay? So that's where we were in Davao. Then we slept in, they show us the center in Davao. They have a nice center in Davao, you know. Every place has a center. In in Pampanga, in Talipapa, and now in Davao, you know, they have center. That's where we have our lunch. And then on the night, we have this meeting with the people, the chapter. I don't know how many areas that, but a lot of them were youth. And then from Davao, we went to, we went to Singapore. Singapore is included in our visitation. We stayed in Singapore for about 4 days. 4 days and 3 nights. And the same thing, a lot of people welcome him and very happy to see him. And they have their place in there where we all stayed and sleep in that area. They occupy the whole place. But that is not their center. They don't have a center. But there are a lot of people, and there are younger people. The one is in Davao are also younger. The one in Pampanga, there are a lot of older one, and so in the Talipapa area. So again, you know, from Singapore, we went to Cebu. Okay, and then in Cebu, again, we are welcomed by the people, and we stay in the hotel, and they have a small area there that it's not a small area, it's like an amphitheater, and it's full again, okay? There must be about 300 or 400 people again in there. That's a lot of people that really, and some of them really, and they travel 3 or 4 hours, you know, to come to the place. And then we went to Isabela. And in Isabela, that is where we have the church that the Kuya Larry, one of the council in the Philippines, that built, and also a retreat house. And we slept in those rooms that he built in Isabela. And again, there's a lot of people. The difference in some of the people in Isabela, they don't know much about Mahalengkong and Ate. And at the time in Isabela, we were spread, you know, there are group of the staff with us, you know, me, Eva, and Martinez and Bautista. We have different groups, about 10 groups in each. And they have a lot of questions. They don't really know who Mahalengkong and Ate. And in fact, you know, I was in a group and was asking me, who is Kuya Nilo? And Kuya Nilo is just sitting beside him. There's Kuya Nilo, because we told him and to join us, to share. And it's just beside you. And a lot of this, apparently that guy who was asking was a lawyer. I heard he was a lawyer, and they really don't know much about Ate and Kuya Nilo. And then from Isabela, we came back to Amadeo, and in Amadeo, we have 2 more days to share, and this time, the Ilocanda people, the new chapter that some of our staff in California who live in Ilocanda helped to have the retreat in their place. And they drove 12 or 14 hours with a bus to come to Amadeo, okay? And just to meet with Kuya Nilo and to be with us to share, okay? And they were happy, and then they even stay with because they have a bus, they stayed even on that Sunday. We have the Miss BNP, okay? The Miss BNP were able to even see them, in the Ilocanda people, and at the time, the winner is from Isabela. I think it's one of the family of the Pagawitan. And these people stayed for another 2 days, the Isabela people. Then they have their own meeting. And they even attend also our Ultreya. They were able to attend the Ultreya, the Ilocanda people. And then, again, a group sharing with these Ilocanda people. They're a little bit more knowledgeable about Mahal Lengkong and Ate. Apparently, these people who are going to Ilocanda, some of our staff from California who helped sponsor the class has been sharing with them. And apparently the chapel for their vigil adoration, they're using the house of one of our staff who was from that Ilocanda, the Otanes, if you know the Otanes. They are using their house for vigil. And they have more knowledge about Mahal Lengkong and Ate Salve, because these people has been sharing with them who Ate is and who is Mahal Lengkong, okay? And most of the format of our visitation, first, yes, a format, it's almost the same. With all the council, there are about 2 council will share, and then Kuya Nilo will share, okay? And then he will show a video of Ate Salve, okay? A video of Ate Salve in different area, things like that. And then the message of Mahal Lengkong. There is a tape, a message from Mahal Lengkong, I think it's 1985 or something, when the Banal na Pag-aaral is just starting. And the one I got on that message is that, and it's in Tagalog, ang Banal na Pag-aaral, was, of course, started in 1968. And his message is the story of a rich man. Merong isang mayamang tao na meron siyang vineyard na lumabas siya at naglakbay. Okay? Inihabilin niya ang kanyang mga pananim at kanyang vineyard sa kanyang mga katulong. So, at umalis na siya. Ano ng kanyang istorya. Yung mga iniwanan niyang mga katulong, parang nagkaroon sila ng interest sa kanyang vineyard. Naging silang sakim at naging gahaman. Okay? So ang ginawa ng mayaman, pinadala ang kanyang mga iba pang katulong na ano sa kanya, yung faithful sa kanya. I think these are the prophets na tinatawag natin. Pero yung mga katulong na pinag-iwanan niya, nagalit sila pa dun sa mga pinano. Sabi niya, isusumbong tayo sa may-ari. Kaya yun, pinalayas nila, pinalabas nila. I think those are the prophets in the story. So, ang ginawa ng may-aring mayaman, ipinadala niya ang kaisa-isa niyang anak. Okay? Pero ginawa niya sa kanyang kaisa-isang anak, kanila pa rin inalipusta, hinahirapan, inigyan ng koronang tinik, at kanilang pinatay. Okay? Ano ngayon ang isa sa loob ng isang ama na ipinadala niya ang kanyang kaisang-isang anak, tapos ay pinatay pa nila? Sabi ng ama, parurusahan ko sila. Okay? Subalit sa sabi niyang parurusahan, ang kanyang anak na pinarusahan at pinatay ay nagmakaawa pa sa kanyang ama. Na huwag, Ama, bigyan niyo po ako ng pagkakataon na matulungan pa rin sila at para ma-save din po sila. Ma-save pa, ha? Pinatay na sila, pinarusahan, ma-save pa. Babalikan ko po sila. At ang binalik nga, siyempre, nung bumalik ang Panginoon, wala na siyang di ba? Spirit na lang siya. Jesus already ascended in heaven. So he has no body. Okay? So, ginawa niya, kumuha siya ng kanyang instrumento. This is where ate comes in. Gumamit siya ng instrumento at para masave uli ang mga tao. So, ginamit niya. Pero, ano ang ginawa niya sa aking mga instrumento? Ate Salve yun. Okay? Sabi niya, pinarusahan din nila. Inalipusta nila, hinamak nila, chinismis nila, ginawa nila ng mga masasamang pagbibintang sa kanya. Yung aking anak, sabi niya, hindi naman niya pinabayaang tuloy-tuloy pa rin niya ang misyon. Okay? So, doon pumasok ang Ate Salve. Tapos mayroong question na itinatanong ninyo kung sino ang mamumuno sa banal na pag-aaral. Lalo na ngayon, namatay ang instrumento, di ba? Ang sabi niya doon sa kanyang message, walang man mag-ano sa misyon kundi siya. Sapagkat siya ang nagtatag mula sa umpisa, siya rin ang magwawakas. So now you know who will be the leader. Still Malengkong is the leader from the beginning up to the end. Yun ang message niya, mensahe niya. So it answers the question ng mga nandun sa mga Tapos yung mga council, they share what they could share, mga experiences nila sa ate. Tapos nga, Kuya Nilo. Tapos, Kuya Nilo, there's one thing at the beginning, lagi niyang sinasabi, huwag ako ang inyong, ako'y messenger lang. Huwag niyo ako ang inyong parang dinidiyos na katulad ng Ate Salve. Ate Salve for sure is with me, beside me. However, whatever you're doing or praising or whatever it is not me. I'm just a messenger. See how the humbleness of Kuya Nilo. That's where I see his humbleness. He didn't accept all those things. He put it still in praise to Mahalingkong and also to Ate Salve, who is helping us with all this mission. Okay? When you look on this mission, this is the beginning. I think this is the one I was looking for. And in fact, before I was assigned for this mission, I was praying because I don't know if you know my background. I came from Ohio and an RC in Ohio. Okay? Liz knows about that. He was in Ohio. But then Mahalingkong told me to move to California. Can you imagine? I was in Ohio for, I think, 50 or 60 years of my life. And asked me to move to California. And I am with me somebody who is sick, my friend, who is living in Ohio also with me. And I was a busy person too, But then I have to follow. It's the hardest thing that I did, but I did to follow. I drove my U-Haul. I must be back and forth 4 times. Drove a U-Haul and a van because I had the sepulchre in my house. And I asked Ate 2 or 3 times, am I going to carry the sepulchre? Because, it's hard, and also probably our chapter in Ohio might need it. He said, no, you bring it with you. Ate Beth will miss sepulchre because she's the one who takes care of the sepulchre. So I have to drive with the sepulchre also. And we usually stay in a hotel 1 or twice in between. So when we were driving the sepulchre, I'll tell sepulchre, Mahalingkong, sorry, kami lang mag-hotel, diyan ka muna sa van. So it's a very difficult decision, but I have to follow. And a lot of my colleagues was asking me, why do you have to move to California? I say, oh, because my family is there. That's my excuse. I could not tell them because God told me to move. You know, it's God who told me to move. So I have to follow. So I have to move. I have to leave everything. And so that, you know, during the time I'm in California, I took care of my friend who's sick already. So I was not that active in the activity because I was taking care of somebody who is sick. And one of the caregivers is okay in that. And then my friend died, okay? But then Ate took me to be with her every day. I said, why every day? So I asked Kuya Nilo, why Ate wants me here every day? Because he's already sick at the time. And Kuya Nilo said, well, because she knows you're the doctor and you know her condition, and probably she wants to teach you something, or probably, you know, you need to because you just came from somebody that you loved one that's died. So probably you're also in the grieving stage and it's helping you. So I was with Ate, you know, after my friend died. So I'm taking care of Ate. I've seen Ate from the day that I took care. Well, of course, I know her illnesses because whenever she goes to Ohio, we bring her we have the complete checkup in Cleveland Clinic. By the way, I'm a doctor, I'm a doctor of Ate Salve. So I know all her condition, even in 1990, I think, when we have that thing. And so I know all the story of her illnesses. There's some that really, to the point that Ate doesn't really talk anymore. She reached the point, but not much. And I always talk to Kuya Nilo, medically, I could not do anything more. And we asked some of the specialists also so that he could hear what the other specialists would say. Is there any chance for anything? But the same thing the doctor was saying. However, we still hope and pray that we believe that Mahaling Kong will take care of Ate. But then, you know, to reach the point that really, you know, I have to take care of her at home. We have IV medicine and IV fluid, you know, we just order it outside and we treat her at home. She doesn't want to go to the hospital. She knows when she goes to the hospital, she might not go home anymore. And true enough, on the last day when we have to bring her to the hospital, really she doesn't want to, but then I said, we have no choice, Ate. And then Rio came, Ate, you have to go to the hospital. So she has to go follow the hospital. And of course, it's COVID time, we are not allowed to go to the hospital. So we are just in the parking lot looking there. From time to time, they call for the family to make a meeting with the family, but then it reached the point that really, at that point, I'm still hoping, although in my heart, medically, we have no chance. But in my heart, I still believe Mahaling Kong will keep Ate with us and be with us till the end of time. But it didn't happen that time. And probably Mahaling Kong has a different plan, okay? So we just have to, but at this time, you know, I have to look at this way. I have seen Ate how she suffer. Sometimes it's better that Mahaling Kong take her because you don't see anymore her suffering, okay? And when she's there, she's already glorified body, so that she could help us more than when she is there and sick that doesn't even talk and doesn't communicate anymore. And that's how Ate, and then after 2 weeks in the hospital, she was dialyzed. She was intubated. You know, she got all the things. But there's really no hope in that time. And then, you know, they decided that Mahaling Kong, you know, decided to take care. And it was really a shock for all of us. And even I tell the family, you know, I do believe that Mahaling Kong will take care of Ate. Will not take care, but then the plan of Mahaling Kong is different than our plan. And that's how, and I think with the mission that Kuya Nilo started, in fact, in the middle, I think in 2 weeks, I will be again with him, and this time we're going to London. Okay, I think it's the anniversary of London, but we only leave Thursday and we're back on Monday. And I think it will start already, and he will be with the anniversary also of Michigan. And I think he will start visiting all the chapter, so that to give strength to the chapter, and also for the chapter to believe, yes, Ate is not here, but our Kuya Nilo and the council are working for all of us, and who knows, someday we will have transfiguration of Ate. Okay, so I guess that's all I could share for you, because I give all the time for our council. Oh my God, you're only 15 minutes. I'm sorry. Oh, by the way, I want to introduce to you my family who just moved here last month. Jonathan Kana and Aiden Kana and Jaden Kana. Thank you.
Welcome.